said, only if your pain is on like 99 or whatever. If I can even bring it down to like a 97, I'll be happy. Because I did something. I made an impact. I helped change something for the better. I impacted someone in a positive way.
You are nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Hello everybody, I'm gonna be reacting to This Is BTS, an introduction to BTS. A lot of you suggested this to me, seeing how I'm new in my journey, and you all felt that I should watch this so that way I have a better understanding of who they are, what they represent, and things of that matter. So if you enjoy my reaction, before I start, all I ask is that you please hit subscribe, bang that notification bell so you're updated with every reaction video that I post, hit the like button, leave a comment below along with any suggestions you may have.
How many of you have heard of BTS?
Who is BTS and why are they so popular? BTS is a 7-member group from South Korea. While the words boy band are often associated with the image of screaming teen girls, that is far from reality. First, there's nothing wrong with being a young person showing love for something you enjoy. But what if I told you?
Right, everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody loves what they love. If you enjoy something, express it. Just be happy with your interests. It doesn't matter if someone else doesn't like it or someone else ridicules you. Just be yourself, enjoy what you enjoy, and don't worry about anybody else.
About 24% are in their 20s, 28% are in their 30s, and 21% are in their 40s. Take a closer look at this age and gender demographic for BTS's 2020 Map of the Soul ticket sales. Females ages 25 and up made 46% of web traffic, and 31% were males. BTS's fans, named ARMY, will often tell you BTS is not your typical boy band. And why?
Okay, a lot of you kept saying, us ARMY, we do this or we do that, and I was assuming that that's like the name of like the fan base, but I don't understand why it's ARMY. I don't know if they're going to explain it, but if they don't, please leave it in the comments below. Hopefully they do.
A better understanding, let us go back to the beginning. BTS was created by Big Hit Entertainment, whose mission statement is music and artist for healing. The company, and namely their CEO, Bang Si-hyun.
I like that. Music and artists for healing. And they really do give like a healing vibe in a sense of where it's uplifting, upbeat music that's going to put a smile on your face. You know, that can be healing. Just a smile. Just a couple seconds of smiling can really change your day. And a few minutes of smiling is going to change everything for you. Really can be healing. So I like that. I like that that's their mission and that's what they represent. So that's good.
Wanted BTS to be sincere and genuine figures that people could easily relate to and grow with. Not immaculate idols groomed amid studio culture, but real boys who shared their authentic personalities and talents with.
I like that. Not these artists that are like manufactured pretty much down to a T by the machine and, you know, the record labels, you know, tailored to what they believe people are going to attract. They're just everyday boys that are being themselves and represent what they represent individually. Like, I love that. Like, this is good. I can see why y'all wanted me to know like what they stood for.
The world, which is why BTS stands for Bangtan Sonyeondan, Korean for Bulletproof Boy Scouts. Bangtan meaning to be resistant to bullets, so it means to block out stereotypes, criticisms, and expectations that are aimed at adolescents like
You be yourself, you free yourself. They're being themselves, and I like that their name represents that. Like in a sense of like they're bulletproof. Like they don't care. You can throw all the hate that you want. You can throw all your judgments, assumptions, and expectations for us because we don't care. It's just gonna bounce off us. We're gonna continue to be ourselves and continue to put out the music that we like, that represents us.
Bullets to preserve the value and ideals of today's adolescents. In 2017, BTS rebranded their name and logo representing their growth and maturity, extending the meaning to beyond the scene. The new door-inspired logo symbolizes youth who don't settle for their current reality and instead open the door and go forward to achieve growth. BTS debuted on June 12, 2013 with 7 members: RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. All 7 members came from different parts of Korea. So at first, living together in a small apartment.
Right. They got such a diverse group, apparently. They're coming from all different parts of South Korea. And that's going to make an interesting group.
Was a challenge. Their CEO, Bang Si-hyuk, created a method for the boys whenever they got into an argument.
일단 싸워도 된다. 싸움을 두려워하기 때문에 우리 갈등이 커지는 거다라고 가리키고요. 그 다음에 마지막으로는 단 해결은 7이 같이 하는 거다. 싸움은 둘이 해도 해결은 7명이 같이 해라. 하기 너무 창피한 걸로 싸움을 해도 결국은 같이 와서 저희가 이런 문제를 갖고 둘이 싸웠는데 이렇게 해서 이렇게 해결했습니다라고 얘기를 하고, 그런 부분들이 이 팀의 친화력을 혹은 시너지를 강하게 만들고 있지 않나 이렇게 생각됩니다.
I love that. A real team. And like they said, you know, it was difficult, you know, living together, you know, all of them being from different backgrounds. I've been in several situations where I've lived with people from all over the country, all over different countries, and had to live in the same quarters together and had to learn how to get along with all of our differences, cultural backgrounds, cultural differences. And I like the fact that they said they're like, what I got from that was they're a real team. Like they're going to always work out whatever it is they have to work out, and they're always going to be there for each other. And no matter what goes on within the group, they're going to try to solve it and just always support each other. That's a real team, a real group.
Over the years, the boys have come to love each other despite their difference in personalities, to the point where they'd feel incomplete with one member missing. They became each other's strength and support and formed a brotherhood.
뭔가 내 머릿속에는 옆에 멤버들이 있어야 뭔가 자연스러워. 그러니까 뭔가 내 핸드폰이나 지갑처럼 없으면 불안한 그런 것들 있잖아. 생각나.
그죠. 소중하다 못해 없으면 안 될 사람들이긴 하죠. 왜냐면은 넘어져도 저 혼자 일어나는 게 아니라 그냥 같이 일어나.
When I fall or when we fall, I don't get back up alone. We all rise up together. I love that. You know what I mean? They built such a strong bond. Like, they're not just this famous international group that is just only together because their image or their style or just the music itself and just being in the fame. They're actually like brothers. They actually love each other. And yeah, you gotta respect that and really appreciate that, because it's like so many groups are just together because of the fame, because of the music, the success, the money, everything that comes with the lifestyle. But they seem to really love each other, and yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm liking everything about this video so far.
보니까
좀 생각을 해보면 이런 7명이 어떻게 모였을까라는 생각이 들어요. 이제는 네. 오래 지냈다고 해서 될 문제는 아니에요. 어떻게 보면은 운명인 것 같아요. 네. 되게 유치하지만
Not at all.
그냥 운명이었던 거예요.
Not at all. Like you said, but I think it was faith, and it's not corny at all. It was destined for y'all to meet each other. Y'all, it was meant to be. Like a soul family. And then y'all met each other. There's no way around it. There's nothing you could have ever did to get away from it. Y'all were always destined to be. Not corny at all. Don't ever say that.
Their climb to the top may seem sudden to those who didn't follow their journey, but it was far from a walk in the park. BTS's company, Big Hit Entertainment, started off small and faced numerous hardships, even coming close to bankruptcy. Since Big Hit wasn't a large company at that time, they lacked the resources for promoting BTS. Even getting the chance to debut was a fluke. Their debut performance opportunity came about because a music show needed a filler for someone else's.
That's crazy how they just like dove up and like kicked across all their backs. But Yes, they are the biggest group from what I hear in the comments from all of you. And they started off not being with a record label that was pretty much bankrupt, didn't have the funding to push them, and just them getting their shot was a coincidence. Something just happened to happen where they, got the opportunity to step up. And that's why I always say, believe in yourself. You have to see it before it ever becomes into reality. You have to believe in yourself, trust in yourself, and see it. Because if you don't see it, no one else is going to see it. But you have to see it even when everybody else does it.
Spot. Even after they debuted, their performances would often get cut. And if they did make it on air, their screen time was very short since Big Hit didn't have the power or influence bigger companies had over broadcasts. Since they were often not invited to a lot of big variety shows, the company found their own way to communicate with their audience through platforms such as YouTube. By vlogging their journey, they allowed us to discover their personalities. They also created their own variety shows and often live streamed with fans. They honed their crafts for hours on end, practicing in the dance studio and producing music.
They did whatever they could. They weren't getting the big push like everybody else, but they believed in themselves enough, they trusted each other enough to go along this journey over hurdling over every obstacle, every challenge, all the adversity. They did whatever they could to try to reach their people. Different type of YouTube videos, different type of content and shows. They did whatever they could to reach their people that were going to resonate with them all over the world. Like, I'm relating to them just off their identity. And I don't even know them yet. Like, I'm still new to them. I'm only 5 minutes into this video. And I just relate to them as a human being. As far as like their morals, their story, and like I said, their identity.
Music, returning home at dawn to all sleep in one bedroom. 2 years of hard work and not knowing where they'd end up, they finally won their first music show award. Yet, as they grew in popularity, they were falsely accused of sajegi, which is when a company buys their own artist albums to boost sales for the charts. That's because people couldn't believe a group from a small company was selling well, ignoring the fact that a small company wouldn't have the resources.
Wow, that's crazy, right? Like, people are gonna hate on you and make up rumors because they can't believe that you're blowing up like this with such a small record label. Like, they have to they have to find logic and reasoning behind why this is happening. Like, they can't comprehend how they were doing it. So they went and tried to make up rumors about them to try to, discredit them, ruin their name, and ultimately try to stop their status and success. And that'll happen. That'll happen. People do not want to see you successful.
Just to pull off such a scam. These were just a few of their hardships and struggles. I created a separate video highlighting their past hardships. I'll link that in my description box. Throughout the years, BTS were able to reach impressive milestones while continuing to sing in Korean. They shattered cultural language barriers with music and attracted an international audience. They grew organically by staying true to themselves while building a genuine connection with their fans.
They did it organically, building a genuine connection with their fans. They didn't force it. They stood true to themselves, never changed. And that's what I mean. When you be yourself, you free yourself, and you're going to attract your tribe, the ones that are meant for you. And like, I'm already identifying with them. So I'm sure there's so many out there that are identifying with them, and that's why they're as big as they are. But they did it organically. They came from the ground up and blossomed like a seed organically. I love it. I'm loving this. Let's go.
From around the world. During an era where streaming numbers have gone up and traditional album sales have gone down, BTS has become an industry anomaly. Their latest album, Map of the Soul 7, released February 21, 2020, is the best-selling physical album of the year, and they sold over 500,000 copies in just the United States alone. The biggest kicker? Well, BTS did this without a single bundle. And what does bundle mean? artists would bundle merchandise or concert tickets with the album's sales. For example, a copy of an artist's album, digital or physical, would be included in every t-shirt sale or ticket sold for their concert. These sales would count towards charting numbers and become an industry-wide tactic in the US to help boost sales figures and in effect climb up the Billboard charts. In a 2019 New York Times article,
I didn't even know that, honestly. Like, I don't pay attention to record sales. Like, none of that means anything to me. Like, if I like you, I like you. You can have one album sale or no album sales. If I like you, I'm gonna support you. You know, regardless. So I didn't even know that, but it doesn't surprise me. Like, they're always coming up with different ways to like manipulate the system and everything. So it doesn't shock me one bit.
they said about half the 39 titles that topped the charts last year were sold as part of ticket or merchandise bundles. Without the help of bundles and driven by the power of ARMYs alone, BTS were able to beat a lot of historic records, such as Michael Jackson's 36-year record.
Hold on, let's look at all these records right here. The Beatles' 22-year record as fastest group with the most #1 albums. Adele's 5-year record with the most #1 on iTunes. They beat Adele's record? What? I love Adele. Michael Jackson's 36-year record as first foreigner artist to top to number 10. Recon. I don't know. Celine Dion's 24-year record with 1 million pre-orders in Japan. That's a lot. That's a lot of serious records that they broke, and they didn't just break just any records. These are records held by iconic groups and artists that will forever be remembered. Damn.
And the Beatles' 22-year record. While these musical acts are famous around the world, Suga has said it's a great honor to be called the Beatles of the 21st century. At the same time, it's a bit pressuring to be called that.
Right.
We are BTS. We want to be the BTS of the 21st.
Like, it's an honor to be compared to such an iconic, legendary status group. But, you know, we're BTS. We don't want to be anybody else. Like I said, that's humbling. But we're BTS. That's just all we want to be. We want to be the BTS of this era, of the 21st century. And yeah, that's just such a humble perspective and a humble approach to just being yourself.
First century. The members themselves have always been involved in their music and engaged with their fans, even before they officially debuted. From their debut album, Too Cool for School, in 2013 to their most recent Map of the Soul 7, all 7 members have contributed as either writers and or producers on every album. All of BTS are associate members of the Korea Music Copyright Association, and as of August 2020, J-Hope, Suga.
So they're all doing everything together. Like, they're all contributing to the albums as far as production, you know, writing, all of that. So it goes back to what was said earlier about them just being a real team and really functioning together and all being pieces to the puzzle. And you gotta respect it. It's a real team.
And RM were all promoted to full members of the association. They even create music that's released for free on SoundCloud as gifts to their fans. Much of their work touches on subjects like mental health, youth, and female empowerment.
I love that. Like, they're the biggest group in the world, and they're out here putting free content just because. Just to show appreciation for the people that appreciate them and support them. That's beautiful. And then they're touching on topics, like they said, that most people aren't going to talk about, like mental health issues, like women empowerment, things that should be talked about and need to be talked about. So the fact that they're talking about that, you know, I'm eager to hear their music. I really am. Like, this was definitely a well-needed video.
Child abuse, cyberbullying, self-love and development, and socioeconomic injustices. Much of their work is also inspired by past writers and thinkers. Their latest series, Map of the Soul, incorporates psychological concepts by Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. BTS is not afraid to use their platform to amplify underrepresented voices and issues.
Underrepresented voices. People that these groups that don't have the voice and the outlet to speak on the things, right? So they're gonna do it for those people. The people that don't have the outlet, that don't have the voice. And yeah, I like that. You know, that's a beautiful thing. Like, let's just go. Like, I've thought so much through this video. Like, I wasn't expecting this to be like so thought-provoking, and like for me to reflect on like my morals and like my opinions and beliefs and things like that, you know. But it's doing all of that for me.
Taking numerous risks with their career while receiving backlash from people in power. BTS are also as charitable as they are talented. Throughout the years, members have been donating individually and as a group. BTS rarely publicize donations, so fans often find out about them if media organizations uncover the details. One of BTS's few public announcements was in November 2017 for their Love Myself campaign.
Wait, so they're not publicizing it. They're just humbly doing it and quietly, like they don't want the recognition from it. They just want to donate to what they believe in and giving these donations to these organizations, and you're just doing it in the background. You don't want no light shine on about it. Oh, look at me, I'm donating. Not that there's anything bad about that, but you just don't want to be seen. You don't want to be recognized for it. Like, you just want to, you know, do what you can and move on.
They partnered with UNICEF to create a campaign aimed at protecting children and teenagers from around the world, with the hope of making the world a better place through music. BTS and their company, Big Hit Entertainment, pledged 500 million Korean won and donated 3% of the income from the sales of physical albums of the Love Yourself series, along with 6 other fundraising initiatives, including the Love Myself merchandise, where 100% of its proceeds were pledged to the cause.
Alright, so they took money that were given to them from their fans and put it back into something they believe in.
The Love Yourself series, which contained 3 albums total, sold over 7 million copies worldwide. On September 24, 2018, BTS was invited to deliver a speech about the Love Myself campaign at the United Nations General Assembly. On January 15, 2020, Formula E announced their partnership with BTS to help combat climate change. On June 3, 2020, BTS tweeted their support for Black Lives Matter. A few days later, Variety reported that BTS and Big Hit Entertainment had donated $1 million to support the Black Lives Matter movement. When ARMYs got wind of the news, they matched their $1 million donation in one day. Now, these are just
Wow, like they have that much of an impact and connection with their fans that they made $1 million donation, and that their fans collected the same amount. That's real influence. That's powerful. That just shows the impact they've made on people's lives around the world.
a couple of their acts of charity. With their socially conscious music, BTS created a new fandom culture that brings together fans from different national and racial identities. This led to the emergence of bilingual ARMY volunteers who translated BTS Korean lyrics and videos in their language almost real time, making the content immediately available to non-Korean speakers. We may all speak different languages, but their music and their message connected people from around.
Right, they did whatever they could to get their message heard, regardless of the language barrier. This got me in my feelings a little bit, like, I'm not gonna lie.
Around the world, with different ethnicities, background, gender, and age. BTS has also expressed their love and respect for ARMY countless of times, such as always mentioning them first during speeches, responding to fans on their social media app Weverse, showing their appreciation for ARMY projects, halting rehearsals for the Muslim prayers in Saudi Arabia. The youngest member, Jungkook, even got the fandom name tattooed on his hand. Together with ARMY, they grew as individuals and as artists.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like at the awards, just yelling out ARMY. You know, they, like you said, they come from such humble beginnings, and they went through so much just to get where they are, and that they're so appreciative of the people that got them there, which is ARMY. You know what I mean? The people that are supporting, buying their albums, that are sharing their content, that are tuning in. You know, and you have to be humble. You have to show how grateful you are. Like nobody got to where they were by themselves. And they show that.
저는 굳이 영향력을 주는 거창한 것은 안 원하고 그냥 저희를 보는 분들이 행복하고 웃을 수 있다면 그걸로.
팬이란 게 진짜 뭘까 막 이런 생각을 가끔 많이 하거든요. 결국 그 사람들 때문에 저희가 무대에 서는 거라서 그 봐주는 사람들을 위해서 노래를 하고 무대를 하는 거기 때문에 결국 우리는 그 사람들한테 진짜 감사해야 되고 무대 하나하나에 최선을 다해야 되고.
What I just said. Like, so you have to be grateful. Like I'm getting up on stage, making all this money, getting all this recognition, making all this effect on people because of all of you. Like I'm at a better place in my life. I'm affecting people because of all you. Like you just have to be grateful. And like you said, I just want my fans to be happy. I want the people watching me to be happy. And you don't hear artists say that a lot. Like, I can't really think of anybody off the top of my head, you know, but that's not something, everything that I've heard in this video, this is not something you hear artists saying a lot. So they're definitely different.
간단하게 얘기해서는 가수를 하고 있는 어떤 제일 중요한 이유인 것 같아요. 저는 뭐 방송 활동도 물론 싫지 않지만 진짜 콘서트는 그냥 제가 이 방탄소년단을 하고 있는 이유가 맞는 것 같아요.
참 다행히도 내가 원래 하고 싶었던 메시지, 하고 싶었던 음악들을 하고 있어서 참 다행이라고 생각을 해요. 그렇기 때문에 되게 그렇게 살고 있는 것 같아요. 긍정적인 에너지를 주죠. 일단 이 일을 좋아하는 거, 이 일을 사랑하고 너무 좋아하는 게 저에게 큰 영향을 주는 것 같아요. 왜냐면 이 일을 하기 싫고 실증이 나고 하면은 무대 위에서도 나타나기 때문에 이 일을 굉장히 사랑하기 때문에 내가 무대 위에서 퍼포먼스를 할 수 있고 노래를 할 수 있는 것 같아요.
He said, like, if I didn't care about this, if I wasn't into doing all this performing and all that, like, it would show and people would see it. But people can see how much I love doing what I do. That's why they you know, the old saying, you know, you do what you love for a living, you know, never work a day in your life. It doesn't feel like work. He enjoys getting up on stage in front of thousands and thousands of people. He enjoys giving his all to the fans, as they all do.
계속 와서 응원해주는 모습, 그리고 이렇게 저희를 진심으로 좋아해주는 그런 표정들, 힘들 때 그런 표정들이 저에게 더 힘을 주는 것 같아서.
저희를 알아봐 주신 여러분들이라면 여러분의 꿈이 아니더라도 여러분의 삶, 여러분의 인생에 언젠가 저희의 존재가, 저희의 음악이, 저희의 무대가, 저희의 사진, 영상이 여러분한테 아주 조금이라도 아픔이 100이라면 그 100을 99, 98, 97로 만들어줄 수 있다면 그걸로 저희의 존재의 가치는 충분합니다. 정말 사랑합니다.
Wow. And I relate to that. Like I used to do like spiritual growth and personal growth videos, and I always said I didn't care about anything, you know, other than the fact that I wanted to reach people, even if I only affected one person. Only one. And like you said, only if your pain is on like 99 or whatever, if I can even bring it down to like a 97, I'll be happy. Because I did something. I made an impact. I helped change something for the better. I impacted someone in a positive way. I really love you.
Their love for ARMY has also helped them decide on re-signing another 7-year contract with Big Hit Entertainment. They mentioned doing it for their fans and not for money. So while people often discredit BTS's talent, likening their popularity to superficial aspects that come with the image of a boy band, it is their development of personalities and sincerity towards their art and their fans that made their fandom the size and reach that it has become. I hope
like their performances look crazy. Those look like there has to be like 100,000 people in there. Like it looks that crazy and packed.
people will come to realize that BTS is more than just their singing and their dancing skills. They're not just performers, but artists who have healed and inspired millions of people around the world. For a deeper dive into BTS, please refer to these websites, apps, and ARMY accounts to stay updated. We're also working on more video projects and a website, so stay tuned.
Wow, that was something special. Thank you all for suggesting that to me. Like she said, they're not just some group. You know, they've inspired and changed so many lives. I feel inspired and impacted just by watching this. Like, I feel like I know them from watching it. And I've only reacted to 2 songs. One twice, a live performance and a music video of the same song. And a lot of you suggested that I should watch this so I get to know them a little better. And when I started this video, I wasn't expecting to be at where I am now with BTS. I was only expecting to get an insight as far as like their names and like where they come from and like how their group got started and things like that. I wasn't expecting to go on this emotional roller coaster where I'd sit here reflecting my emotions, my thoughts, and my opinions and beliefs with all of you, due to the fact that I'm resonating with what's being said. I'm resonating with who they are, what they represent, their message, their music, their identity. And there was definitely a couple times where I had to hold tears back, not because I was sad, but because I just felt the message. I felt how rare it is. Like, it's not every day you meet an artist or artists or even a group that represents what they represent, that said the things that were said in this video. Like, they just are beautiful people that represent love. That's what I got from that. They're not afraid to be themselves. And no matter what people say, no matter what people do, they're gonna continue to be themselves, be appreciative of the fans, and you gotta love it and respect it. I honestly feel like I love them. Like, not even just from their music, because I don't know their music. I just love them, just off of that video alone. And it makes me want to listen to their music. It makes me care to listen to their music. I was already excited because there was someone new, and I'm always looking to discover new artists, but to discover a new artist who I feel I love and I have such respect for and I admire and has had an impact on me emotionally. Like, I got so much from this video that I wasn't expecting. I'm trying my best to express what I'm feeling for all of you. But I hope my reaction and just the things I've said throughout the video really represent what I got from it, because yeah, I don't know. I feel like I know them. I feel like they represent something special. If you actually watched this whole video and you're still watching right now, please, all I ask is that you leave in the comments below BTS new supporters, so that way I know that you made it all the way to the end and you stuck with me. That's all I ask, please, pretty please. And I hope you enjoyed my reaction, and don't forget to hit subscribe, bang that notification bell so you're updated with every reaction video that I post. Hit the like button, leave a comment below along with any suggestions that you may have, and if you made it through this whole video, I really do appreciate you.